everybody, it's TJ again, another high school series video for Fat2Fit Finance, and this is probably the video where a lot of parents will love me, a lot of you kids will hate me if you're actually watching this. It is time to get real, and it is time to talk about relationships, and the title being, it will not last. Probably. Let's get real, and we're going to get as real as we can possibly get because we are talking about your relationships, and you probably won't listen to me just because I didn't listen to anybody else when I was in high school and thought that I knew everything as well. But listen to an older and wiser person and listen to your parents as well because they can attest to this. It probably won't last, and I'm talking about your current boyfriend or girlfriend. I understand that this is that time in life where maybe you have found that person and you think that they are the one, they are awesome, they are everything. You are texting them and snapping them and FaceTiming them and everything. Your entire life seems to be consumed by this person, supporting them, doing everything with them. I understand that you guys may even have been voted cutest couple. You may even be what everyone says is hashtag couples goals in high school, and that's everybody wants to emulate you guys as a couple. You maybe even went on a few college visits together, and if you're like a lot of the high school significant others, you're probably scoping out the other guys and girls on campus just to see what competition you could be up against. And I understand that you may have told that person, there will never be another one, you are the only one, and they may tell you the exact same thing, but I need to break your heart. This probably won't last. And I'll be very honest with you, I have kids and they get to the high school age, I'm probably going to tell them, listen, I don't even want you diving into something that is that deep and that significant in terms of relationships because it probably won't last. Yes, it is great for you to get that social experience. You need to understand how to communicate to whatever sex that you are interested in, and you need to make sure that you develop those skills and that emotional intelligence. But you need to understand a lot of what happens and changes from high school to college and even far past that. Yes, we can all probably identify that couple that made it from high school through their college years and they are now married and they've probably been married now for 10, 15 years and they have kids. That is the exception. That is not the rule. And you need to understand that 9 times out of 10, you're the rule. That's not always a bad thing, but you are the rule. Now, what we're trying to be the exception in is going to school debt-free, and that's extremely rare, and I understand that. But you need to understand the statistic. Just like 7% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, here's another scary statistic. Only 2% of high school sweethearts actually get married. So look around everyone that's in your class right now or that's in your school, that's even in this country, because only 2% of them that are dating in high school and are high school sweethearts are actually going to get married. It's extremely rare, right? I mean, I'll give you an example. LeBron James, extremely rare that he is married to his high school sweetheart and has continued to be married to her. It's even more rare, of course, that they haven't had any infidelity issues, but it's a little bit rare, and I need you to understand, it's not wrong. Why isn't this wrong? Because you are going through the most significant changes you will ever go through, except for when you were in the womb and developing as an actual baby. Who you are at 16 is so different from who you were at 13 and who you will be at 18. And if we go from just the summer of when you graduate high school to when you go and you attend college as a freshman, you're different then. I know it doesn't seem like it, but in that 3-month time span, you're a little bit of a different person. You're changing your taste, your preferences, your interests, who you're identifying yourself as will change. And it's going to change every single year when you're in college as well. The people you're around, you're going to be exposed to different things. You're going to experience different things. Like I said, your taste will change. That may be taste in who you're attracted to or what interests you in a partner versus maybe what interested you in high school. And I would hope it would, because you need to develop some different values from high school to when you are in college, because you start to get a little bit more serious of who you would want to build a life with. And that's perfectly fine. But again, we're talking about going from 18 until age 22 when you're graduating. That's a long stretch of time. And another thing I need you as a high school student to understand, when you are in that senior year and you're ready to graduate, you're looking at jobs. You're looking at what career are you going into, and understand that's different. So just how you went through this change of, I'm going to college, are we going to the same college together? Probably not. And if you go to separate colleges, it probably won't work out. You probably won't be together. Long distance is hard for well-developed, rounded, and grounded adults, let alone kids that are just graduating high school. Same thing you're probably going to face when you are a senior in college. You're looking at a career, he or she is looking at a career, and you're saying, oh, well, is it going to keep us in the same state? Are we going to go to opposite states? Or do I give up my dream career role I can go in because it's going to be far away from you? Understand you're going to go through this as well when you're a freshman going into college, and I don't want you to make that mistake of thinking you're a terrible person or you're bad at relationships because it doesn't work out. It is normal. It just means that wasn't the person for you. Look at all the billions of people on this planet. Doesn't mean that you were a bad person because it didn't work out. It simply means that that wasn't meant to be then and there. But you are going to grow. You are going to evolve. And you need to have either that person that will come along that is right for you just in that moment of that point that you evolve to. And you'll understand that even when you get married, you are still changing. You are still evolving. And the whole point of that solid foundation of when you are married to somebody is you are falling in love with who they are evolving into every single day and every single year that they're with them. And it's not always the same, and it may not always be a positive evolution of them. It may be a little bit of a negative, and you learn to compromise and grow with that. But understand, when you're in high school and going into college, you probably are not equipped to understand and grasp that, and you shouldn't, because it adds a different level of stress and understanding that you need to be able to harness all that energy on school and on really finding out who you are as a person. You can't sit there, of course, and change anyone else. So I would implore you, if you are going to be involved with someone going into college, honesty is key. Make sure that you're being honest with that person, and be open to the fact that your taste can change, his or her taste can change. And if at any point that happens, you need to sit down and have an adult conversation with them. We all want to act as if in that moment that we are adults and we know exactly what we want and how to operate as not like a little child. So you need to make sure that you man up, woman up, have a conversation if you are at that point where maybe you want to venture off and explore other things, maybe just not be in that monogamous relationship with them, but you owe them that much. You owe them the respect of a human being, and if you claim that you care about them, talk with them. But like I just said, I will have absolutely no problem if my child is never in a deep, committed, monogamous relationship when they are in high school. You can date casually, have somebody to go to the movies with, have somebody to go to prom with. But if you were not tied down, I have no problems with it at all, because I will want my kid to be focused on school and not them coming to me saying they want to go to some specific school because some little girlfriend or boyfriend wants to go to that school with them and that's where they're choosing to go. That's not what this is about. This is about you establishing a foundation for your life, because honestly, I didn't meet my husband in high school. I met him literally 2 to 3 weeks, I think, right before I graduated undergrad, and we have grown and developed and been there with each other from there. Again, wasn't in high school. There are very few I know that were in high school, and the ones that are married now, it's like a sliver of a chance that they were actually going to make it there, and I still question that to some day. But again, only 2% of high school sweethearts, I don't know why I did 4, 2% of high school sweethearts actually will get married. So this has nothing to do with me being mean to you. This just has to do with me being real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because I want you to know that been there, done that, speaking from experience. All of your parents are going to tell you the exact same thing. Listen to them. I didn't want to listen. You don't want to listen. Nobody wanted to listen. Listen to your parents. They're exactly right. For being real, it's probably not going to last, but it's probably for the best.